Hey folks, welcome back to HeartGold vs. Crystal. We are here in Azalea Town, and we are taking on the Azalea Town Gym. It is a bug-type gym, and it has received a massive redesign from the original. The original was just a room with some trees. It was pretty. But here we have an actual, almost kind of puzzle, along with various trainers and whatnot, of course, as usual. Now, I'm not going to show the whole fight for this guy, but Bree did have a pretty rad metronome right in here. Blizzard is an extremely powerful Ice-type move. I was lucky that I got it, lucky that it hit, and lucky that I got a critical hit from it, so that was pretty rad. That was overall pretty boss. Other than that, this is a rope puzzle in that you have to choose which spider to go on based on the track that it appears it will follow. By the way, I think Sandra got poisoned there, so I had to head back. Anyway, you'll want to look at the ropes and see where the ropes will lead, basically. It's a mechanic puzzle thing in at least one Mario Party game, so that's how I have learned to deal with it. And then we also have these switches. You hit a switch and a rope of that color will deactivate and not be able to cross. So, like, you can deactivate it. It isn't used to too much effect, but it is still necessary. Anyway, I'm showing this fight because it's a double battle. Double battles are pretty cool. Basically, you have two Pokemon on the field at once, and they attack, like, simultaneously. Introduced originally in the 3rd generation games, so there were some double battles added retroactively to HeartGold and Soul Silver. This was originally a pair of twins with these Pokemon, but you fought them one at a time because double battles were not a mechanic back then. Anyway, these twins have the exclusive bug-type Pokemon from the beginnings of Gold and Silver. Spinnerack only appears in Gold, Ladybug only appears in Silver. I forget Ladybug's status in Crystal. Clearly, Spinnerack is in Crystal still, because we have one. Overall, neither of them are particularly powerful, but Webster's gonna have some fun, so it'll be alright. It's just going to be pretty rad. Ladybug is unfortunate because it's another bug flying type, just like Butterfree and like Scyther and a lot of other bug Pokemon, and it doesn't really have anything to make it stand out. Spinnerack's bug poison, which is slightly less common, but still pretty common. But look at it, it's so cool. Now again, however you've been dealing with bug types at this point, you should be fine. Rock type moves are great, fire moves are great. Moves that don't suck are overall usually pretty good. I mean, these are bugs that we're talking about. I would probably recommend having something super effective, especially since you got the Rock Tomb TM in Union Cave. Because even though these guys aren't too difficult, the Gym Leader will have something a little tricky that you'll probably want super effectiveness against. Anyway, I forget exactly what my tactic here in the fight was. Generally, I try to take out one Pokemon at a time, like focus on one, so as to reduce the total amount of damage I get per turn, rather than whittle them both down and have them both constantly dealing damage. I don't know if I did that here. I mean, clearly Ladybug died first, but I don't know if I actually bothered to do that. Anyway, Sandra is confused. You may notice a trend of Sandra having absolutely horrible luck with confusion, getting confused a lot, and being on the bad end of the confusion luck ratio. Like, this isn't the only time Sandra gets confused. I don't remember how many instances of it I include, but it definitely happens a lot. And maybe it's just because Sandra happens to be out at the time, and because, like, she's up front right now, because I'm training her, but still, frustrating. But anyway, that's a double battle for you. There will be a few more, not a whole lot, unfortunately, since twins were a fairly rare trainer class in the originals. Anyway, let's hit that switch. That deactivates that blue rope. So now we continue along here. And then we can deactivate that red rope, and that will lead us to the gym leader. I was considering going for that last trainer on the right that I didn't fight, but I was like, screw it, I'll just beat Bugsy. Bugsy is, of course, a bug-type gym leader, and he's pretty cool. Bugsy is a guy, by the way. It's apparently a plot point in certain types of media that it's hard to tell his gender and people getting confused, but he is in fact a guy. Anyway, his star Pokemon, he's actually leading with the star Pokemon. I don't know if he usually does that, but it's a Scyther. It's a bug flying type with high speed and pretty high attack. But again, if you have a rock type Pokemon or a rock type move, that'll be quadruple effective against him. And he's not particularly durable. So, as long as you don't get him, as long as you can get an attack in on him, he'll go down pretty quickly. As you can see, this is a 2-hit KO there, other than the healing item. I'm not sure what his Scyther's gimmick is in HeartGold. As you can see, he isn't doing a whole lot to Klaus or the rest of them. In the original, as you'll see, he liked to make use of Bugsy's signature move. Here, he's not really doing much. Probably because Bugsy's signature move is a lot more situational. But look at him, he's not doing much, and thanks to all the speed drops from Rock Tomb, he's just kind of gone down really easily. I was surprised. But again, a Geodude or an Onix will do wonders against him, just like it did wonders against Falkner. And of course, a Quilava wouldn't be too bad either. Anyway, Klaus right here gets Bubble Beam, which is so much better than Bubble. I think it's 60 base power rather than 20. It's either 60 or 80, but I think 60. But still, that's 3 times more power, and that is so useful considering Bubble really sucks. Klaus doesn't have that much special attack to begin with. Anyway, Bugsy's 2 other Pokemon are significantly less interesting, unfortunately. He is a Metapod and a Kakuna. Why, I haven't the foggiest idea, considering that... Oh, hey, Drill Peck, that's pretty lucky. Super effective, 70 base power, I want to say, flying type. I don't understand why he doesn't evolve them into a Butterfree and a Beedrill. I cannot think... Roost, that's also good. That will eventually become useful once Bree is Bart Flying type, since we have the TM for that. But seriously, why is not a Butterfree and a Beedrill? I don't... Ice Beam, that's also very lucky. Good job, Bree. If only they were part grass, it would be super effective, but it's still a very powerful special move, 95 base power. Basically, I'm using Metronome because it seemed like Bree from Crystal was getting all the cool Metronome moves, since kind of had more opportunities. And since Extrasensory wasn't super effective against Metapod, I was like, hey, may as well try it out, see what I can get. And it worked out fairly well. I think those were reasonably successful. And then, yeah, Kakuna. Bug Poison, so an Extrasensory would be pretty good against him. But, hey, let's have some Webster action. Because Webster's pretty rad. Webster needed screen time at this point, honestly. Basically had not done anything since the Falkner fight, so I was like, okay, Webster can't get poisoned, so let's just come on, let Webster do something. I could take him out in just a few turns with Extrasensory, but Webster deserves some action, some screen time. Unfortunately, this is also very tedious, so yeah, let's fast forward a little bit. And there we go, Kakuna is now down. Took a little while, but I had time to waste. And Webster got a level up out of it, so good plan. And this is a very useful level up because Webster gets the move Nightshade, which deals damage equal to the user's level, which is very useful at this point in the game. It'll get less useful. Anyway, check out the Crystal version of this fight after this commercial break. Alrighty, Crystal time. Now, for whatever reason, I remember Bugsy being a lot more tricky in Gold, Silver, Crystal than HeartGold and Silver. Possibly because of less refined mechanics and fewer advantages to abuse against him. Possibly because I sucked as a kid. But anyway, he likes to lead with his Metapod in this game rather than with Scyther. So, if you have something that has moves with a lot of PP, then this is a good time to get them a little bit more experience. Because Metapod isn't very dangerous. It's going to use Tackle once in a while. If you have something with something weak that uses special moves, that's even better. Otherwise, you might have to contend with Harden a little bit. Still, scratch a little bit and keep scratching. At a certain point, his Hardens do nothing, so you can just keep scratching. I mean, there's a point where he's hardened so much, even if he hasn't maxed out his defense boosts, you can't do any less damage just based on how the formula works out. Just keep scratching. You've dealt with Metapods before. If you've never played a Pokemon game before, Metapods are those things that you just kill through attrition. Because they're not dangerous to you, and you're only mildly dangerous to them. And you have healing items, so that changes matters a little bit. You can see, definitely worth it for Sandra to go through that, get some more experience. Kakuna now is a little bit trickier because Kakuna does have poison capabilities, especially I think in HeartGold Silver he has Poison Point as a possible ability, which can poison you, and he may have Poison Sting, which can poison you. Luckily, Sandra has Mud Slap, which is super effective. And will lower his accuracy, just in case he ever tries to poison me. Poison Sting! I found that Mud Slap's accuracy business isn't actually as helpful as I would like. There were some instances later on where it really should have worked, and my opponent had no business hitting me, but just sometimes it didn't want to work out. I consider it the game's way of kicking me in the balls. Here I am looking for my potions because I can't frickin' see words, apparently. But yeah, Kakuna, between Metapod and Kakuna, Kakuna is more dangerous, I guess. Because it can poison you, and the poison type may make your moves of choice less effective. God, I don't even remember what poison resists. Poison and bug are those two types that I just never use. And I just don't remember most of how their type advantages go. And I'm sure somebody out there is going to tell me. But one thing I do know is that the relationship between bug and poison was somehow changed between Generation 1 and Generation 2. I don't know what it was before, and I don't know what it was after. But it changed. So, I don't know. Whatever. Ground type moves will work because of the poison. Fire, rock, all that good stuff. Anyway, now, the meat of the issue, Scyther. Now, Scyther is different in this game, in that he is quick attack. He probably had quick attack before, but he likes to abuse this move called Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter is Bugsy's signature move in this game. He'll give you the TM for it afterwards. And basically it becomes progressively more powerful the more successive hits you get with it. So if you hit once, then twice, 3, 4, up to 5, without missing or using a different move in between, it'll get more and more powerful and can get actually very dangerous. Especially since your bulkier Pokemon will go down in fewer hits and you'll have less fodder to run out the counter. That's why I was trying to use those sand attacks, in order to lower his accuracy so that he might miss and break his combo. Now, he's not using Fury Cutter at all. I don't know why. But, whatever. Fine by me, just keep using Quick Attack. I reiterate, a Rock-type Pokemon would be very good here. 4 times effective, resistant to everything he can dish out. But I'm not gonna do that. Klaus just takes him down with Vice Grip. I don't know... Man, that Scyther was such a disappointment. He can be so dangerous, but he just wasn't in either game. Anyway, Klaus is leveled up. Look at those stats. Got Harden. Pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway, Bugsy's like a researcher or something, I don't know. But yeah, Bugsy goes down. Shouldn't be too bad. Gives you the Hive badge. I don't want anybody to give me hives, honestly, but oh well. And you can also use Cut, which is, as I didn't demonstrate, but it's true, blocks your way from progressing through the forest. And then he gives you the TM for either U-turn in HeartGold and Soul Silver, or for Fury Cutter in Crystal. Explained, Fury Cutter, U-turn is basically a 70 base power, I think, bug move, physical bug move, that will automatically switch you out after you attack. So it can be useful for like a fragile glass cannon, goes in and out very quickly. Unfortunately, none of my team members can learn it, so let's just get out of here and head back to the Pokemon Center. And next time, we will be taking on Ilex Forest. So, once we get back to the Pokemon Center, I will say thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.